We all have dreams for where life is going and where we thought we'd be by now. At this age, at this stage. But what happens when life takes a detour? You hit a dead end you didn't see coming. You lose your job, a relationship goes south, your health fails, or a dream is lost. What happens when you find yourself stuck, unable to move from the place you are at now and the place you want to reach? And you enter a holding pattern. These exquisite patterns found in the music notes of Chopin, they can be hung as artwork. It has what the poet Goethe said, a liquid architecture. But even though this music is invisible, you still enter it like a wondrous castle or a meandering labyrinth. And you don't necessarily step into it to get somewhere. You go into it to find yourself. What keys do the patterns have inside this great music that help you find yourself? Harmonize from inside out, especially during transitions when you seem to be stuck. When you realize that no matter what you do, you can't change your external circumstances. But what you can do is change your inner world by connecting to it, nurturing it, and watching it grow. And you dig deeper and you find the richness inside you that will hold you during those holding patterns of life. Beholding is a journey of the spirit that takes you inside the world of two of the greatest musicians in history, King David and Frédéric Chopin. Although they both lived more than 2,000 years apart, they both shared a fascinating connection. They wrote their greatest creations while in holding patterns of their own. David was a beloved hero who had conquered the giant Goliath. He was now finding himself from glory to total desperation, hiding in a cave, anguished, weak, and afraid, lonely, as he was being hunted down by a jealous king. He was in a difficult holding pattern. Whereas Frédéric Chopin, the 28-year-old composer, celebrated. He had conquered the musical capital of Paris and now was going to winter on the island of Majorca. But instead of sunshine and peace, he found bitter rain, cold, inhospitable living conditions, and also suspicious villagers. All these conditions aggravated his health and his tuberculosis broke out. He was exiled to a 14th century monastery inside a cell which he described in his letters felt like being in a coffin. What was it about these desperate conditions of isolation that both of these musicians faced that provoked such great music? Such outbursts of the heart, such personal, intimate expression. Both David and Frédéric Chopin, while in these difficult conditions, they had to make a choice whether to create and live or wither and die. And that choice allowed them to blossom to a new life, a life of deeper connection and meaning, a life found by exploring what lied within them. And they used the art as the vessel. What could their two great creations teach us while we too are experiencing holding patterns in our life? How will you blossom in the holding pattern? What clues can we discern in these glorious patterns? These words and dots that dance and sway and weep and dream and form themselves into something so exquisitely powerful that it shapes your soul and gives you wings to fly to the stillness within you. The stillness that is always present, no matter what storms are going on around you. Feel how these patterns hold you during the holding patterns of life. Behold, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. Beholding, a rhapsodic journey of the soul in music, word, history, art, and inspiration. Exclusively on Patreon.